Yes, people, welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be talking about what is going on at Manchester City at the moment. There's a lot of things up in the air, transfers, what is going on. I'm going to give you everything you need. Let's go. So obviously straight up, most of the squad took part in either Copa America in Julian Alvarez's case, or for the rest of the boys, it was Euro 2024. Many actually made it to the latter stages, of course, Rodri and all the England players. And it has been quite a mental summer in terms of playing and stuff like that and moving around. In America now, though, we have started our pre-season. We had Celtic the other day, AC Milan are coming up. And we've got a lot of the younger players in the squad that are playing. And obviously Pep needs to work out which of those are going to stay at City, which of those are going to be loaned out or sold. In terms of outgoings, we've got quite a lot of stuff going on. Ederson is a huge name and he's up in the air, as I said, at the moment. We obviously want Ederson to stay. He's one of our best ever goalkeepers. He saved us in the Champions League final. He effectively won us a treble in that game by playing so well. And it's such a difficult one to see him a little bit unsettled. Stefan Ortega, he came in 2 years ago for free. He was a completely free signing from Arminia Bielefeld, and he's a great player. I think he's actually maybe overqualified to be a second choice goalkeeper at Manchester City. He has obviously signed a new deal. At the end of the season and also throughout the season, Ortega played a lot of games. He got a lot of minutes. Obviously, we didn't do too well in the League Cup, but in the FA Cup, he obviously played every game like you'd expect him to. And he got quite a lot of minutes actually as well, just because Ederson was injured on quite a few occasions. Ortega obviously played his way into the team and played well. Ederson is obviously still the first choice. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the stuff on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts about Ederson potentially leaving. Going on for quite a lot of the summer. And effectively, Ederson wants to leave City. I don't think he's too happy about a bit of pressure coming from Ortega. I don't want to speak for him. We're not sure what's going on. And I know his wife has actually come out and denied some of the reports that have come from The Athletic, actually, as recent as this morning. And they actually came saying that Ederson was unhappy about the response to Ortega. Remember that amazing save he made at Spurs away? That effectively helped to win us the league. 86th minute, Heung-min Son's in on goal. Ortega steps up and makes an amazing save. And Ederson, of course, in that game was subbed off due to injury. He took a huge blow to the face, and he'd also put in a great performance, made some great saves. City going to win the game 2-0. And Ederson was a little bit unsettled by this, I think. He felt almost, according to these reports, that Ortega got a lot of credit and Ederson maybe didn't get as much as he deserved, which I can understand from his perspective. But I don't know, something seems a little bit off. Something seems a little bit off with Ederson. I don't think he's quite happy at Manchester City. I really hope that he does stay, but I feel that that new contract from Ortega and also the reports we're hearing about him leaving to Saudi and other European clubs that might be interested in him don't make sense. It doesn't add up. There's something going on behind the scenes for me. It isn't right with Ederson. I really want him to stay. I thought he was going to sign a new deal. He didn't. Ortega did. So, yeah, there's a lot of pressure on Ederson at the moment. I hope he stays. I'm not sure whether he will. Another player that could be leaving is Julian Alvarez. Julian Alvarez obviously came in 2 years ago for 14 million. He's an amazing player. I love to see him. I think he got the 9th most minutes of any outfield player at City last season, which isn't too bad. He started a lot of games, particularly at the start of the season. I thought he was playing well. And then he hit a little bit of a sticky patch. He had a dry spell in terms of goals. I remember one game in particular at Anfield, he really struggled. And Haaland, when he signed for City, Haaland was unveiled next to Alvarez. Sure, he knew that Haaland was going to take the front seat. Haaland was going to be playing the majority of minutes. He was going to be starting games. You're not going to move Erling Haaland out of starting for Manchester City. And it's difficult because Alvarez is an amazing player. He deserves to be playing and starting every week, but he just can't. A team as good as Manchester City and in a team with Erling Haaland in it. So it's difficult. It's really difficult for Alvarez. Does he stay and sort of compromise his minutes a slight bit? Does he play a little bit out of position? Or does he move on? And maybe he does want to move on. He's been spoilt a little bit. He came into Manchester City. He won the World Cup with Argentina. He then won the treble. He then won the Premier League again. And now he's won Copa America. He's almost done it all at City in just 2 years. So I can see why he wants to move on, why he wants a fresh start. I think his family and maybe him want to move on. The climate in Manchester is not too nice, as we know. But it's interesting. Will Alvarez move on? I don't think anyone can afford him. The reported figures are maybe 80 to 90 million euros. I think he might end up staying. Ederson, I want to stay, but he might end up moving on if a Saudi team can come in and offer the right fee. Kevin De Bruyne, thank God, is staying at Manchester City for the next year. He's turned down the offers from Saudi Arabia. I think, unfortunately, in a year's time, he might end up moving on. I really, really don't want him to. but I think that's what's going to happen with Kevin De Bruyne. Thankfully, though, he will be staying. Pep said it. He said it himself. Thankfully, age 33, Kevin De Bruyne is an amazing player, but he's staying. Last season, he got injured, obviously, right at the start. January comes back, and I thought he was absolutely immense. 25 goal contributions in 21 games. And I think he's an amazing player. He obviously might be a little bit burnt out, obviously, from playing a lot at the end of the season from the Euros, but hopefully now he rests up, and he does actually play for City the whole of the next season. Hopefully no injuries. He's an amazing player, and I really hope he doesn't move on. I'd love to see him sign a new deal. In terms of incomings, though, now, this is where a little bit questionable because not really signed anyone. We've got Savio coming in for around £30 million. He's, of course, been on the radar for a long time. He was from the French side, City-owned Troyes, I think you say it. And, yeah, Girona on loan last season for him. He was really good. Girona had a great season as a team. He really impressed. He got a lot of goals, a lot of assists. And he's come in. He's signed from our own City Football Group club. He's come in, and I really rate him. He's a skillful, he's a direct player. I think he's exciting to have Doku and him in one team. Are we going to see City turn into a team that are really, really energetic, go at you right from the start? Do you remember those basketball-style games, end-to-end, that we had 4 or 5 years ago? Interested to see. We've got that in the locker again. Are we going to be this really dynamic side that can change it up from game to game? I remember games like 0-0 against Arsenal at home last year when a team just comes and parks the bus. It's so deflating when you play this really, not passive, but progressive style of play that we have. We build chances up, we keep the ball. Are we going to see this different style of play? I'm not sure. Not really been any other incomings because outgoings are the likes of Calvin Phillips might be on the way out. Hopefully the likes of Oscar Bob, Rico Lewis stay. I don't want to see them go out on loan. I don't want to see them go. I doubt they will go, but the likes of Calvin Phillips might make their way out of the team. Obviously wish him the best, but I don't think Manchester City's cut out from him. I think things have been unfortunate. Other outgoings, I'm not sure. I think you might see a surprise person leave. You might see some surprise incomings. Think about recent seasons. We've seen Akanji, a bargain, just come out of nowhere. That was sick. And I think, as of the time recording this, it's the end of July, so I think we've still got a lot of time before the window shuts. I think we will see a few surprise incomings. A bargain is going to pop up like that. The way City operate, deals come up. Players that City think are going to move on or sign a new deal, don't sign a new deal or move on, and City will just bang, get him. Akanji is the prime example of that. And hopefully we do see another couple of signings. It's not to worry if you're a City fan. I think we will be equipped for a full season. We've got a big enough squad. I think you will see 1 or 2 sneaky deals come in, maybe as the season's already kicked off. We saw players like Cole Palmer leave last season after the season had already started. Mcfc went out on loan, but he's another player to keep your eye on. Mcfc looks great. Obviously 2 seasons at Sheffield United last season. And I think he's going to stay with the squad. Pep seems to like him. The likes of Callum Doyle, he looks really promising. He's had 3 loan spells that were really good the last 3 seasons. The last one, not so much. He was unlucky with injuries and minutes. But I think some of these players are going to start creeping into the team the next couple seasons. Trust the youth. We've got this amazing youth setup. Trust it. To answer the question in one word, what is going on at Manchester City? Not much is going on. I think a lot will happen, though, before the window shuts. And just stay calm. Stay calm. We've got an amazing team. We've got the best manager in the world. We've got an amazing squad. I think we're going to be all right, Blues. Stuff's going to happen that you're not going to expect. Stuff that's going to happen that you will expect. But I think coming up to the end of the window, not long to go until the Charity Shield. Keep yourselves occupied with the pre-season games, but don't worry about them too much. And I'll see you in the next one.